My adult son was visiting us this week, and he had a question for me yesterday about parenting, which I love because I love to share my opinion about parenting. And he said that he is pro rewards, like you should reward kids for things. And he asked what I thought. And I said, well, first of all, there's a ton of research about rewards and how they aren't long-term helpful. So I shared with him there's a book by Alfie Kohn called Punished by Rewards, and it has lots of information, lots of research, lots of citations. And that made us start talking about punishment. And I said, well, I never punished you. You never had to be punished. Your father and I didn't punish you. And he said, I remember you sending me to my room. And I said, yeah, but that wasn't punishment. That was consequences. Punishment and consequences may be the same thing on the surface. Maybe in both situations you have to go to your room. But punishment says you need to go to your room because you need to suffer. You did something wrong, and now you need to have some pain or discomfort because of the thing you did. And consequences say, listen, the house is trying to function and you're getting in the way of the functioning, and we need to remove you so we can continue functioning, but we really want you to come back and join us. So for example, if he was tormenting his little sister and wouldn't stop tormenting her, then he might need to go to his room, not to punish him, but to say, listen, you're tormenting your sister. If you cannot control yourself and stop tormenting her, you will need to be removed until you're ready to quit tormenting her. It's not because I want you to suffer. It's because the house needs to function. The difference is in how I'm perceiving it and how I'm communicating it, and also what my goals are. My goals are not to make him suffer. It's to help the house run more effectively. And when the decisions come from that place, they do hang different. Okay? So when people say, if you don't do your homework, I will take your phone away, then the child is now at the parent. The parent has taken my phone away. The parent is in charge. The issue is the parent. But if the parent says, you may absolutely 100% have your phone, you just need to get your homework done first, then the issue is the child's decision whether or not to do the homework. Now, this may seem like a game of semantics, but it's not. If you're making decisions from a place of let's try to keep things functioning and moving, and not how can I make you suffer and motivate you by trying to get you to avoid suffering, that changes dynamics. It changes dynamics between the parent and child because you can unite with the child. I want you to have your phone too. You just need to do your homework. Is there any way I can facilitate that for you? Like, for example, is your little sister tormenting you while you're trying to do your homework? Because I will remove her so that you're able to get your homework done. Do you see the difference? It's in the way we communicate it. It's in the way we invite them to figure out what to do next. And this is important. We need to figure out how to not try to make them do a thing. How do I control them more? And more, how do I get this to work for the family, understanding that sometimes they will choose consequences that I don't really appreciate, don't really like not doing your homework. And then you don't get your phone as a consequence, but I'm going to give up on, but how do I make you do your homework? Ultimately, whether or not they do their homework is going to be up to them. How do we help them live with the consequences of those decisions? I know there's some nuance to this. There's some more, it's not as easy as I'm making it sound. Some of you are like, I think that you're saying the same thing. It's all punishment, but it's not. And especially when we're talking about anxious kids, a lot of what we need to do is get our sticky little fingers off of how do I make them have a particular experience in a particular way? And instead you get to sort of hang back and say, how can I invite them? How can I create opportunity? How can I support them? And that mind shift, it makes a big difference.